So it's a bloody warm day in North Queensland. I'm feeling it. We're going to do a little bit of an info session on just the chest tether. So this is for SRT use, and what that means is it's designed clipping on to your SRT device, whether that's, say, the Unisender like I've got here, whether it's the Taz, which Lou and the cameraman is running, or whether it's a hitch climber system with a wrench above it, whatever, runner. That's what this is for. So it's designed so that you can connect into your SRT device and ascend the rope with it. And this acts similar to a chest harness or a neck elastic, but the difference is there's nothing like running, you know, around your neck. And we've created quite a lot of adjustment in this device. So if you have a look at this setup, we've got a big gate beaner on one side, a big gate beaner on the other side, all with built-in corner traps. We've got two adjusters, and then we've got this swivel mechanism here. And the reason for the swivel mechanism is on the Unisender, you need to connect vertically into it with the connection carabiner. On hitch climbers, you need to connect horizontally. And on stuff like the rope runner, you need to connect horizontally. So what I'm going to do is, we have got multiple attachment points up and down these shoulders. I'm going to connect into a higher one. So for me, I like setting it a little bit high, but with like a bit of slack, a bit of a V inside of this. And the reason for this is so that when I stand up, obviously when I'm SRTing up, it tends the system up, but then say when I want to sit back, I've still got enough slack to be able to sit back and either connect in or just be able to like not be pulled completely tight against it. That's just my preference. So if you want to reduce this right down, because I know some of the climbers out there do, if you want to reduce it shorter than what the adjusters will do, you can always pull in these tails and reduce the length of the loop. Just whack like maybe a simple overhand or a simple figure of 8 into these, and I'll shrink these right down and show you. And what this is going to do is allow you to run it super short. So look, this is the new width of this device, and what I'll do is I'll connect this on right down low on the AUDAX, and that brings it down to this point over here, which means that when I'm using my climbing device, whatever one I'm using, I can have it positioned here, but it just means that when you go to reconnect, I am now going to have to sit all the way up to here to reconnect it, but some people like that, and that's cool. Now, if you're running this system and you love it like this, what you can do is you can obviously get a hot knife, and on the other side of these knots, just hot knife off the excess, which you no longer need because this is adjustable. And then the opposite end of the spectrum is if you like this adjusted right out, depending obviously what size chest you've got, what size climber you are, whether you wear like a lot of layers if you're climbing in the cold. This is it set to its minimum adjustment. Then to maximize the adjustment, you take this loop, thread it through here, and you can thread it all the way out as much as that. Not that most people would need this, and then it creates a much bigger loop. So if you're a much bigger dude, let's say you're 120 kilos, and you want to run this up top, there you go, you've got a much longer distance, which means that you don't have to sit up as far to be able to reconnect it. But just be aware that when you're ascending, your point of ascending is going to be down here. So that's where it's going to start progress capturing like your climbing device. But that's why we designed this to have such a good range of adjustment in it, is because it is to suit a multitude of different climbers, not just in like physical size differences, but also climbing style differences, because some people like to run a real short bridge, and that's cool, which means that they might need a longer neck tether, or they're running a longer bridge, which means they need a shorter neck tether. So there's all of these variations in it. So depending on what you like to run, I'll give you a quick look at hanging in free space, because that is something which can be a pain when you're on SRT, trying to get back onto SRT. So for me, this is the distance I like. Put that to this point. And me hanging in free space over here, just head out there. If you're out in free space and you need to reconnect, obviously you need to sit up. If I ran this longer, I wouldn't have to sit up as far, so that would be the advantage of that. But the advantage of having this in this V formation is that I don't have to stand all the way up to here to get it reconnected, which if I ran it real tight and close, I would have to do. So this isn't too bad, just to sit up to that point. Now what I'm going to do is just whack my foot ascender on, and in free space, I'm able to ascend like so, and then obviously sit back. Sitting back can be a pain when you're running it super close, so that's why I like to run it out here. So everybody does things fractionally differently, and this is just a little bit of an overview of running this in slightly different setup. So hopefully that was helpful. And if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. Either myself, I'll jump in there, let you know if there's anything I can help you with, and I'll get back to you ASAP. Cheers guys.